Wait, don't scroll past this. I need you to do something before this video even starts. Look at your morning routine. Think about the very first thing you did today after waking up. Hold that thought, because in about 60 seconds, you're going to realize that one thing has been silently stealing your energy every single day. And I want you to drop it in the comments right now. Just type it. Coffee, phone, nothing at all? Tell me below, because I'm going to prove to you that whatever you typed, there's a 90% chance it's working against your body after 50. Go ahead, pause and comment. I'll wait. Now, here's the question nobody is asking, but everybody over 50 needs to hear. What if the reason you feel tired by noon, stiff every morning, and foggy before lunch has nothing to do with your age, and everything to do with what you do in the first 30 minutes after you open your eyes? Because it does. And the answer is going to shock you. This is not about supplements, not about diets, not about expensive routines. This is about one single mistake, so common, so accepted, so deeply wired into your morning, that most adults over 50 don't even question it. They just keep doing it, every day, year after year, wondering why their energy is declining and assuming that's just what getting older feels like. It isn't. And the proof is in what happens inside your body the moment you wake up, which I'm going to show you right now. But before I do, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button right now, because if this first minute already made you think, the next 7 minutes are going to completely change how you start every single morning for the rest of your life. You don't want to lose this video. Subscribe so it stays with you. Now, let's get into it. Let's talk about what happens inside your body the moment you wake up. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is in a state of deep dehydration. Your cells are thirsty. Your brain, which is about 75% water, has been working all night, consolidating memories, flushing out toxins, repairing tissue, and it used up a significant amount of your body's water supply to do all of that. Your cortisol levels, your primary stress hormone, naturally spike in the first hour after waking. This is called the cortisol awakening response, and it's actually your body's natural alarm system. It gives you a burst of alertness to prepare you for the day. Now, here's where the mistake comes in. What do most adults over 50 do? The very first thing in the morning, they reach for coffee. Now, before you close this video, I am not telling you to give up coffee. Coffee has real benefits, but the timing and the sequence of what you do first thing in the morning makes all the difference. And drinking coffee before doing anything else, on an empty stomach when you're already dehydrated, right in the middle of your cortisol spike, is one of the most common and damaging morning mistakes adults over 50 make every single day. Here's exactly why. Caffeine, as most people know, blocks adenosine receptors in the brain. Adenosine is the compound that builds up while you sleep and makes you feel tired. Caffeine blocks it so you feel awake and alert. But here's what most people don't know. When your cortisol is already naturally elevated in the morning, which it is for everyone, adding caffeine on top of that cortisol spike doesn't actually give you more energy. It blunts your body's natural ability to produce energy on its own, and it builds caffeine tolerance faster. Over time, your body starts to rely on the caffeine to do what it was designed to do naturally. You stop feeling alert without it. You need more and more just to feel normal. Sound familiar? And after 50, this becomes significantly worse. After the age of 50, your adrenal glands, the tiny organs that sit on top of your kidneys and produce cortisol, are under much more strain than they were in your 30s. Stress, poor sleep, processed foods, medications, and years of lifestyle habits have often left the adrenal glands in a state that some experts refer to as adrenal fatigue. When you hit your adrenal system with caffeine before it's had a chance to naturally do its morning job, you're essentially pushing an already tired engine past its limit. The result? A burst of false energy followed by a hard crash by mid-morning, and then another crash in the afternoon. But coffee on an empty stomach has another problem that hits adults over 50 especially hard, and that's the stomach acid connection. Coffee is highly acidic. When you drink it on an empty stomach with nothing to buffer the acidity, it triggers your stomach to produce even more acid. In younger people, the stomach lining is thick and resilient enough to handle this, but after 50, the stomach lining naturally thins. The production of protective mucus slows down. The result? Coffee on an empty stomach can cause gastric irritation, acid reflux, bloating, and what many people describe as a nervous, jittery, unsettled feeling. Even in people who've drunk coffee for years and never had issues with it before. Coffee is a mild diuretic. That means it signals your kidneys to push out more fluid than usual. So instead of replenishing what your body lost overnight, you are actively pulling out more. Your blood becomes slightly thicker. Your circulation slows just a little. Your kidneys have to work harder than they should first thing in the morning. And your joints, which depend on synovial fluid that is almost entirely made of water, start your day without the lubrication they desperately need. That stiffness you feel when you get out of bed, that creaking in your knees, your hips, your lower back. Most people call that aging. Doctors sometimes call it normal wear and tear. But a growing body of research is pointing to something far more controllable: chronic morning dehydration. Day after day, year after year, starting your body in a dehydrated state and never fully recovering from it. And it gets deeper than joints. Your brain is the most energy-hungry organ in your entire body. Pound for pound, it consumes more fuel than anything else. And while you slept, it was incredibly busy, forming long-term memories, repairing neural pathways, clearing out metabolic waste through your glymphatic system. By morning, your brain is not just awake, it is thirsty. Not for caffeine, for water, for glucose, for the basic nutrients that allow billions of neurons to fire properly and communicate clearly. When you flood that system with caffeine before anything else, you are giving your brain stimulation without the foundation to support it. You get the sensation of alertness, the buzz, the feeling of being switched on. But underneath that sensation, the neurological infrastructure is still running on empty. Your neurons are firing faster, but they are not firing better. And that distinction matters enormously. This is why so many adults over 50 describe the same pattern: sharp in the morning, powered by coffee. Then somewhere between 2 and 4 in the afternoon, a wall, a fog, a heaviness in the head that no amount of caffeine seems to fix. They call it an afternoon slump. They blame it on lunch, on age, on just getting older. But what is actually happening is much simpler. The artificial stimulation from morning coffee has worn off, and the dehydration that was never addressed in the morning has now compounded across an entire day. Your body is sending you the bill for a debt you created at 7 a.m. You are not declining. You are just running on a routine that was never designed to support you. So, what does the right morning look like? It makes your water taste better, which means you will actually drink it consistently. Start with water. Add a pinch of salt. Squeeze in some lemon. Wait 30 minutes. Then enjoy your coffee. That is it. That is the whole thing. And it might be the smallest, most powerful change you make all year,